Happy Thursday to you. It's the 14th day of November 2019. We're back at it for another day of local television. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this 14th day of November, 2 weeks from today. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving coming a little later than normal on the calendar. We have a typical November day out there behind me, as you can see. It's kind of cloudy. It's kind of foggy. We can use the cross camera today. We couldn't even use it yesterday. It was completely fogged over. We could have used it, but there was really nothing to see. We'll take you around the valley with our Valley View cameras here in just a couple of minutes. It's Thursday. We have some things on Thursdays. It always happens on Thursdays. We got kennel cameos. Matchbox the cat needs a home. That's a cool name for a cat. Matchbox. We'll see if we can find Matchbox the cat a home. It comes at the bottom half of the hour. And a little bit later on, we went down yesterday and visited with our good friend Thom Nees and also Steve Russert. Thom, of course, is the executive director of Serve Wenatchee Valley. And Steve is the president of the board of Serve Wenatchee Valley. And tomorrow they have their open house. Of course, they've moved. They successfully moved. They did it right on schedule. They're settled into their new headquarters in downtown Wenatchee. Tomorrow is the open house. A ribbon cutting ceremony happens from 11 to 1. We went down and visited Thom. I don't know if you remember, but about a little over a month ago, when they were in the process of remodeling their new space, we went down and visited Thom, and he gave us a tour of what was to come. Well, it's now here. So we'll talk to our good friends at Serve Wenatchee Valley, talk about the open house and the baskets of blessing and all that good stuff. Plus, we got a lot of news to get to. Highlights from last night's Eastmont Meade Panther girls soccer game, the first round of the state 4A tournament. Tough loss for the Wildcats. They gave it a good game. It's a very exciting game, but they play 80 minutes. If they had only played 77 minutes, the Wildcats would have won. Highlights coming up. Plus, we have, of course, everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion, a brand new one. It's about tipping. You'll like that. Plus, we'll have some birthdays for you today in history and your obscure holiday. It's 2 minutes after the hour, 37 degrees, lots of clouds. Let's take you around the valley and north central Washington with our Valley View cameras. And yep, we can use the cross camera today. Yeah, yesterday at this time, 24 hours ago, nothing. You just couldn't see anything. The clouds and the fog were completely obscured the lens, and there was nothing to see. Not the case today. Looking good. We are going to get a little bit of rain, and we could use a little bit of rain. In fact, it's been a very dry November. November is normally our wettest month from a rain standpoint. We're finally going to get a little bit of rain, it looks like. Better than 50-50 chance for some rain on Friday, and we could use it. There's a frontal system paying us a visit. We'll get to that in just a couple of minutes. Sunrise 7:04, so it's about now. Just about now. Sun's coming up. The sun will go down at 4:26 tonight. That means 9 hours and 22 minutes of daylight. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. Where are we off to, Megan? It's Megan's choice. I don't know. She brings them up, and then we look at that. And we're looking at Hose Landing. Oh, wow. An accurate guess. That so rarely happens. That's on the Douglas County side of the river, so we're looking south down towards the Wenatchee Valley. Can't quite make out Rocky Ridge Dam. Beautiful view there of the Hose Landing camera. That's a crazy road to get up to the Hose Landing site. If you're going up the road and there's another big pickup truck doing some maintenance work up there coming down the other road, somebody is going backwards for a while. It's the very definition of a one-lane road, but it's a spectacular view from the top of Hose Landing. Camera number 3. Wow. That's the Sahara Desert. Oh, that's the Upper Butte up in the Chelan area. Wow. I would have to say, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Chelan has a lot of low clouds and fog this morning. There you go. Look at that. It looks like it's just it looks like a big white desert with mountains way in the back. But no, that's the Upper Butte camera way up in Chelan. That's one of our higher cameras. So boy, that's the very definition of low clouds and fog in the Lake Chelan area when you have a large body of water, and these can happen, obviously. It's still pretty cool looking, even though you can't see anything. Camera 4. Can't wait for this one. Oh, hey, Rock Island. It's good to see you. Look at the golf course. It's looking good. It's been a good golf year so far. Hasn't been too hot. Courses are still open. They'll stay open until, well, essentially they won't let you walk on the greens anymore. Even if it doesn't snow, if it gets too cold and you walk on the greens, it permanently damages the putting surface, so they don't let you do that. Outside of that, you can play golf until they say you can't play golf anymore. The Rock Island Pond, the Rock Island Golf Course, the greater Rock Island area playing into view. And over on the other side, of course, we have Malaga and other places of Chelan County. Spectacular views there. All of these, of course, from local hotels. Sky-Fi setup, and that means you can get high-speed internet to your house, and you don't need fiber. Give Local Tel a call. We got these towers all over the Wenatchee Valley, all over north central Washington, and now out in the Columbia Basin as well. So everybody likes high-speed internet. Give Local Tel a call, see if they can take care of you. 6 minutes after the hour. From the National Weather Service, from our friends at Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, they give your home a hug. A frontal system is going to bring rain and a little bit of high-elevation snow come tomorrow for most of the Pacific Northwest, including the Wenatchee Valley. Today, pretty much a repeat as yesterday, maybe a little bit warmer. We only got to 39. That was our afternoon high at Pangbourne Memorial Airport. That's where they measure these things. It might have been a little warmer here on the valley floor, but not much. 39 was our official high. We'll be up around 42 or 43. Again, lots of clouds, some low fog, and no rain in the forecast. 35 for the overnight low tonight. Chance of rain picks up a little bit tonight. We have about a 30% chance of some light sprinkles overnight tonight. And there you see, yep, the precipitation returns, and we need it. It's been a dry November after a wet October. In fact, we had one of the wettest Octobers on record, and then as things, Mother Nature just turned the spigot off. So we're going to get some rain. It's going to be mostly tomorrow morning between 7 and 10 a.m. And then the clouds are going to be parting a little bit on Friday. So we are going to get some rain, about a 60% chance of rain. Just light accumulations, certainly enough maybe to make the roads a little on the slick side. Pretty much everybody is going to get rain in eastern Washington tomorrow, depending on where you live. And as I mentioned, the higher elevations are going to get a little bit of light snow. We're talking up in the Medhow Valley. Winthrop, you could get a little bit of snow. Mazama could get a little bit of snow, maybe even Twisp. And the foothills in and around the greater Lake Chelan area could get a little bit of snow, maybe even the plain. Upper elevations in Lake Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, we're not expecting any snow at all. It's just way too warm for that. And whatever snow happens isn't going to last very long, as you can see, because we'll have a little bit of sunshine as we go back to the forecast. We'll top off at about 49 degrees on Friday. Again, morning rain, afternoon sunshine, 49. We'll take that. Friday night, partly cloudy, dry, 36 for the overnight low. Saturday, partly sunny, which is better. We weren't expecting this at this time yesterday. High right around 48 or 49 on Saturday. Another weak disturbance comes in on Saturday night. It gives us a slight chance of some light rain in the wee small hours of the morning. Overnight low about 36. If you're an early riser on Sunday, you could wake up to a little bit of rain. Not going to last very long. Then we'll have some sun breaks in the afternoon, and we'll warm up a little bit, high near 56. And then we have cooler temperatures and dry weather is likely expected to return by the middle of next week. Typical November weather. We could use the rain, and we are going to get the rain. And by the way, the majority of our mountain passes not going to get any snow, maybe just a little bit of light snow. They say the snow level is going to be a little above 4,000 feet, so you're pretty much in the clear there. Blewett and Stevens may get some light snow. No snow expected on I-90, so you should be good to go if you plan on traveling over the weekend. Through the Cascades, 9 minutes after the hour. Overcast, 37 degrees. Going to take a break and come back with your Thursday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 1 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
My name's Tashina, and I live in Chelan. I've been a CVCH patient for several years. The thing that I love about CVCH the most is like everybody knows everybody. That's just a really kind of special thing, is kind of takes that phobia of being in the clinic away. I would just tell all the CVCH staff that they're doing great, and thank you for making us feel comfortable, and you guys are always there for us, and the whole staff checks in on us, and we really appreciate it.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
We're back at 10 minutes after the hour. Lots of clouds, 37 degrees. We'll top off right around 42 or 43. Just pretty cloudy and pretty gray all day today, but a pretty good chance of rain tomorrow morning, and then a fairly dry weekend, but not a lot of sunshine. Here's what's making headlines on this Thursday. The three-person block of candidates that swept onto the Wenatchee School Board just a couple of years ago. It's been whittled down to just one now. Board member Sarah Knox announcing Tuesday that she has taken a job in Seattle and will be moving out of the district. Now, that came a week after incumbent school board president Sonny Hemphill was defeated by businessman Martin Barron for her seat. The only board member left from the three elected back in 2017 is Michelle Sandberg. After the 2017 election, the three became the majority on the 5-member board, and they pushed through a policy change that allowed them to immediately take leadership positions. That created friction with the other 2 members on the board. One of them, Dr. Walter Newman, resigned. The board replaced him with Karina Vega-Villa, who also was defeated in the November 5th election. Tim Larson, the person who beat her, had earlier tried to pull out of the race, saying he was moving to Kashmir. He has since apparently had a change of heart and will be sworn in at the board's meeting on November 26th, along with Barron and Laura Jakes. Laura Jakes won re-election last week. The district is working on creating a timeline for appointing Knox's replacement. Well, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office is looking for a suspect in a string of vehicle prowls in Kashmir. It happened late Monday night and into Tuesday morning. There were 13 calls to Rivercom early Tuesday involving vehicle prowls spread across several areas of Kashmir. On Tuesday, the Sheriff's Office released surveillance camera images of the suspect, including one of him apparently peering into a parked car. Now, one image shows what deputies believe to be the thief's vehicle, a gold or silver older model Grand Prix or Saturn SL type car. The prowls took place on North and South Douglas Street, Norman Street, Alberta Avenue, Cottage Avenue, Peyton Street. Anybody with information on the crimes, they're asked to call the Sheriff's Department tip line at that number 667-6845. A Douglas County Sheriff's deputy says a motorist tried to bribe him to get out of a DUI arrest. Juan Antonio Valley, he's 47 years old, he's a Wenatchee man, was allegedly driving impaired early Monday on Highway 28 at Rock Island when the deputy pulled him over. Valley allegedly declined a breath test, but then offered $10,000 to the deputy if he would remove his handcuffs and let him go. The deputy said Valley also made implicit threats to the deputy's family. Now, bribery is a Class B felony in this state. Prosecutors, though, have yet to file formal charges. Well, after police spotted a car illegally parked in a handicap spot Tuesday evening in front of a Moses Lake business, officers investigated and found 2 people sleeping inside. Moses Lake police reported heroin and paraphernalia were also visible. It was a rude awakening for 25-year-old Taylor Hermsmeyer Rogers and 19-year-old Cassandra Rand after it was further discovered that the 2 Ritzville residents were wanted on federal drug warrants. Both were arrested and booked into the Grant County Jail. Well, Wenatchee police say a passenger during a traffic stop willingly handed over a bag containing more than an ounce of methamphetamine as well as heroin. Geronimo Mendoza, 33 years old, jailed after the stop early Tuesday when the driver was pulled over for a loud exhaust. Now, police say when the officer asked to see a bag that was resting at Mendoza's feet, he turned it over for a search. And that search turned up 39 grams of suspected meth and a 5-gram baggie suspected to be heroin. Mendoza allegedly told police the bag was given to him earlier and he didn't know its contents. Police were seeking charges of drug possession with intent to sell. And finally, on this Thursday, a local organization working to connect local families with vital assistance, they're holding their open house tomorrow at their brand new location. Serve Wenatchee Valley sat down with me yesterday. The complete interview will come your way in the back half of the hour, but here's a little preview of what's to come.
We were able to successfully move out of our old location on a Thursday afternoon and be open here for business the following Monday. And so our whole vision was to not have a day of missed service for our families that we serve, and due to the help of a whole lot of folks, that happened.
The time came, you'd been outgrowing your old location for a decade or so. You knew you needed a new place to go. It was kind of forced on you because basically your lease was expiring, but your landlords gave you a sizable advance that you're going to have to eventually move to a new location, but you didn't want to move very far, and that was critical. You wanted to stay within the downtown core area. And why was that so important to stay within the general footprint of the downtown area from your new location to from your old location to your new location?
It's right on arterial routes, bus routes that folks have. We wanted to make sure that we continued to be easy to find and easy to locate. And of course, this downtown core gives us additional parking. Being here I know that there are some, we've had some issues with parking in the past. Now we've got a parking lot that's right close by us. I've just always had this desire to be in the heart of a community where the heart beats. Again, the partners in this, in this town have been amazingly supportive to make sure that we can stay right here in the heartbeat. Yesterday, we were in here, and I just had a praise the Lord sort of a moment, because this lobby that we're in right now was completely full yesterday morning. And I know at our old location there would have been folks out on the porch. And so to be able to have an environment like this that can welcome folks in, that was an amazing blessing that we witnessed yesterday. And I have every belief that we'll continue to witness that our desire to be able to serve our folks better is why we made this move. And that was paid off in spades yesterday, as I saw.
And it is a very welcoming, warm space. You have a nice vibe when you walk in the door. Much more, nothing wrong with the old building, but it was basically just an old house, was all it was. This is much more attuned to what Serve Wenatchee Valley does, this building, isn't it?
Well, I think so. I mean, the two-edged sword of that is that welcoming folks into a house, there is a welcoming aspect to being in a home. And so there's kind of a comfort there. And so when we moved into this space, we talked about making sure that it didn't feel institutional.
People want to come down and check it out. Talk about the open house on Friday, Thom.
So we've got an open house, which is this Friday, November 15th, and it's from 11 to 1. It's just a drop-in open house. We are going to have a ribbon cutting that is going to be at 11:30. Mayor Kuntz is going to be here along with the Chamber and Downtown Association. We are just thrilled to be here in the heart of our community, and so we would just love to have folks come down and take a look. We'll have some refreshments here, but by and large, it's a way just to connect with us as a new neighbor in this community, and hope that a lot of folks will come down and take a look.
And once again, my complete conversation and a little video tour of Serve Wenatchee Valley's new headquarters will air in the back half of the hour. My conversation with Thom and Steve. And that's what's making news here on this Tuesday. It's 18 minutes after the hour. The newsroom was hopping yesterday. It'll be hopping again today. We'll be gathering news. We'll be disseminating news. And we'll spit out a good little newscast for you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. And with a preview, here's the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we'll have our weekly Kennel Cameos feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. We'll let you know about some of the events happening around the valley for you to enjoy this weekend. I'll have your North Central Washington weather forecast, and Eric Granstrom will have all the highlights and reaction from last night's state soccer match at Eastmont High School. All that and much more coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. Hope to see you then, Dan.
Thank you, Grant. I make a point to watch the news every night. I like to keep in the loop. And if you want to help us out, there's a news story out there you think demands our attention, you just want to reach out and say hi. We'd love to hear from you, our viewers, and we give you a lot of tools to do it. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call. You can either call the News Tip hotline or our regular office line at 888-2020. If you prefer email, I know I do, news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com. You can go to our Facebook page and message us. We get a lot of news tips that way and a lot of hi-to-ya-hoes. By the way, hi, Charity. How you doing? Or you can go to our website, ncwlife.com. ncwlife.com, there's a Contact Us icon right there on our homepage. Click on it, a form pops up, fill it out, and it's down the road you go. The Wildcats, Eastmont Wildcats, Lady Wildcats, that close to punching their tickets to the next round of state. We got highlights from a very entertaining soccer match last night. Sports is on the way, the obscure holiday today, and history birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike McKnight's opinion, Kennel Cameos, and my conversation with Thom, Nees, and Steve Russert from Serve Wenatchee Valley. We got a busy, busy Thursday. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital.
Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley, from the staff at Collins Fashions. Christy, Heidi, Georgia, Julene, Judy, and I, we are your Brighton headquarters for the Valley, and we are here to assist you with your personal and gift-giving needs of jewelry, handbags, sunglasses, etc. We carry your favorite brands such as Tommy Bahama, Karen Kane, Tribal, Jag, Nick and Zoe, Joseph Ribcop, foundations from Spanx and Shapies, cute, comfortable shoes and sandals. Our staff will style you head to toe at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
We're back at 21 minutes after the hour. Let's do sports. For 77 minutes last night, it looked like the Eastmont Wildcats were going to advance to the next round of the State 4A soccer tournament, but they play 80 minutes of soccer, not 77 those last 3 minutes. Oh, Meade erased a 1-0 lead at the very end of the game. They scored 2 goals, and they ended Eastmont's season 2-1 at Wildcat Stadium. The Panthers came out swinging in the first half, but Eastmont absorbed every blow going into the intermission scoreless. Jaden Brown broke the stalemate 5 minutes into the second half. They gave the Wildcats a 1-0 lead. We're going to pick up the action from there. Eric Granstrom and Matt Wiesen with the call. Highlights from last night.
Goes ahead again. Look out. Here's Flanagan to Brown. Brown ahead. Can she get past the defense? Goalkeeper comes out. The ball will trickle in. It's a goal. It's a goal. Give Brown credit. First goal of the game comes here in the 45th minute on Jaden Brown, and Eastmont takes a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, great job. Just staying active, staying aggressive, forcing Meade into a mistake defensively. She's already done that once, and then just giving her confidence, and there she was, putting the ball away.
Here's Cardenas. That ball loose out in front. It's still loose. Who's going to get it? Right foot, now caroms off. Eastmont might have a chance at a run here. No. Left foot for her. In front, loose, on the floor again, ran the goal. Finally, Meade is able to find pay dirt in the 78th minute. And it was Shannon Wood.
Good effort there. You could just see Eastmont just holding, trying to keep some energy and just stay on their feet and keep defending, and could not get a solid foot to clear that thing out.
She'll give it up to Newman. And here's Brown. Look out. And oh my goodness, what a job by Cullen to come out on that loose ball. And Jaden Brown was right on the doorstep. In the closing moments of regulation here in this first round game, State 4A. Look out. Mercedes got behind everybody. And here's the goal scored. Oh my goodness. They completely left Megan Cardenas open. She got behind everybody, chips it in from 15 yards out, and just like that, that could be our game. Oh my gosh.
Heartbreaker right there.
Megan Chandler with the corner kick. Ball loose, comes out. Heimbegner, high, and that's the game. Oh my gosh. Crushing defeat for Eastmont, giving up 2 goals in the final 3 minutes, and falls to the Meade Panthers by a score of 2-1.
Meade is a good competitor, and I just sometimes don't think luck is always on our side of it. So, yeah.
That's it. I know you got 7 seniors. It's a difficult thing. Thank you for coming and talking to us about this. What's your feeling for those seniors right now? It's just got to be kind of gut-wrenching.
They all really wanted to push, because last year we made it this far, push to the next. But I just feel really bad because we thought maybe this year was our year to go farther than, and so I feel bad.
Can you take the positives out of this and say, hey, we won the Big 9 regular season title, we won the district championship, and you guys played a heck of a game here tonight?
Yeah, it's super exciting for those records we set before and stuff, and just know that what we can learn from and go better next year.
So Eastmont's season comes to an end. Their final record for the year, 13-4-2. Meade, by the way, will take on Gonzaga Prep in the quarterfinals. Also last night in the 1A tournament, Freeman beat LaSalle 2-0, so the Scotties will take on Cascade in the quarterfinals on Saturday. The time and location will be determined today. We'll have that tonight when Eric does the sports during the evening news. The State B volleyball tournament gets underway at the Sun Dome in Yakima, the gateway to Wapato. Pateras faces Nia Bay at 8 o'clock. Elmira Cooley Heartline takes on Shoreline Christian at 9:45. Those teams will play either in the quarterfinals or in the consolation bracket later on this afternoon. It's a late morning start for Lake Roosevelt in the 2B tournament. The Raiders will take on Kalama at 11:45. Brewster's first game is against Colfax at 1:30. The next round for both will be later on today. Cashmere's all-state, all-everything, nationally ranked basketball phenom Haley Van Lith is going to make an announcement Saturday about her college of choice. The signing ceremony is going to be held at Cashmere High School. Van Lith is in her senior year, has been recruited heavily since she was a freshman by the best colleges in the country. Apparently, she has narrowed the candidates down to either Baylor University or the University of Louisville. Haley's announcement, open to the public. It'll start at noon Saturday at the Orondo Memorial Gymnasium on the campus of Cashmere High School. Our very own Rachel Mendalis is going to be there to cover it, and we'll have an exclusive interview right here Monday on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley and on the news. Seahawks have a little time off this week, and they could use it, by the way. Perfect timing for their bye after Monday's hard-hitting overtime victory over the San Francisco 49ers. Tight end Jacob Hollister turned in another great performance, including a touchdown catch. Coach Pete Carroll says he's very impressed with Hollister's work ethic.
He's just a really good ball player, and he's tough as hell. I mean, he's delivering blows and taking hits and competing like crazy. It shows up when a guy is really good in special teams and he gives great effort in blocking and he catches the football. That's a complete package guy, and I think Jacob is going to be a tremendous asset for us going down. I don't think this is any fluke or anything. I think he's just a good football player, and he's learned well. It's like you see the ability of Russell and Tyler to fit so well together. It's because they're guys that just understand ball, and so they make sense and they communicate in the transition. It was like we just saw with Josh, guys that really understand the game. The transition in the communication just seems to be kind of wide open.
Yeah, Seahawks are off for a while. They don't play until a week from Sunday. They'll be in Philadelphia, and it's another nationally televised game, Sunday Night Football. Seahawks and the Eagles, again, a week from Sunday. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Thursday. Let's do the obscure holiday for this 14th day. Today is National Pickle Day. I love pickles. Who doesn't love pickles? Apparently 70% of all households in this country eat pickles. So give the pickle a little bit of love. The history of pickles goes back thousands and thousands of years, all the way back to about the year 2030 BC, when cucumbers were pickled. Most experts believe beginning in India. A little salt, a little vinegar. Of course, it prevents bacteria from growing on the pickles, and it makes the pickles last a long time. So it was a significant dietary supplement back in the old days, because you could pickle cucumbers and you could store them for long periods of time and then eat them later on. I mean, pickles were a staple on sailors' ships. They used them to prevent scurvy. Any food with a long shelf life back in the day was good. Making pickles was very labor intensive until two very important inventions: paraffin wax, which allowed a seal on a glass jar to keep the air from getting in there, and of course the glass jars themselves, mason jars specifically. Fun facts about pickles: North Americans prefer pickles with warts, while Europeans prefer pickles that don't have warts. Approximately 20% of pickles that are sold already refrigerated, which is interesting. Pickles are technically fruits, obviously. Didn't know that. Americans eat about 20 billion pickles a year. Dill pickles, by far the most popular pickles. I love pickles of any kind, kosher, dill, I don't care. Pickles are pickles, and I love them. Celebrate National Pickle Day today. Watch The Pickle Story, the Andy Griffith Show, The Pickle Story. It's one of the best episodes they ever did. Hilarious. Happy National Pickle Day. All right, 29 minutes after the hour. Today in history. Appalachian, New York. Just a quiet little suburb. It's a little hamlet, Appalachian, New York. Nothing really goes on there. And then one day in November of 1957, a lot of people started to notice there's a lot of really nice cars in town. Really nice cars with out-of-state license plates. What the heck? is going on in our little town of Apalachin? Well, what was going on is all the significant mob bosses in this country all got together to talk about, gambling, narcotics, prostitution, loan sharking, that kind of stuff. They had a little meeting. It was a big meeting. It was the largest single gathering of the mafia, and they got raided. Yeah, because they were idiots. They had it in a small little town with all these beautiful cars. People are going to notice. Okay, they're going to notice. State law enforcement did notice. They raided the famous Apalachin meeting on this date back in 1957, and a bunch of mobsters got arrested. Off to jail they went. You'd think they would have known better than that. The tragedy of the Marshall football team happened on this date 49 years ago today, November 14th, 1970. Southern Airways Flight 932 was a charter plane, crashed near the mountains of Huntington, West Virginia. 75 people, all 75 people on board died, including every member of the Marshall University football team. It remains the deadliest tragedy affecting any sports team in this country's history. There was talk of disbanding the Marshall football program, but they kept it going. It happened on this date back in 1970. And finally, we got some celebrity birthdays. Sherwood Schwartz made a lot of money in the world of television. He created two iconic television programs, Gilligan's Island. And when Gilligan's Island went off the air, he created the Brady Bunch. He was born in this state 102 years ago. He died in 2011 at the age of 94. Made a lot of money on the Brady Bunch and on Gilligan's Island. The actors who were on Gilligan's Island and the Brady Bunch, not so much. Anyway, Sherwood Schwartz, born in the state in 1916. He'll forever be known as Colonel Henry Blake on the television sitcom MASH. McLean Stevenson was born in the state in 1927, passed away of a heart attack in 1996 at the age of 68. He left the show after 3 seasons. He was under contract for 5 seasons. They let him out early. He was one of the hottest stars, comedy stars in television. He later said that leaving MASH was the biggest mistake he ever made. He went on to make such classic television shows as The McLean Stevenson Show, which lasted for 12 episodes. In the Beginning, when he played a priest, that lasted 9 episodes. Hello, Larry lasted 38 episodes, and then McLean Stevenson starred in the comedy Condo, which lasted all of 13 episodes. McLean Stevenson, born in the state in 1927. Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, 71 years old today. Hi, Chuck. How you doing? The longest serving heir to the British throne ever. He's had this gig for 67 years. Just waiting. Wonder what his day's like. Hi, Mom, it's Chuck. How you feeling? Everything great? Call me if you need me. One of these days I want to be king. Well, what do you do? Charles, the Prince of Wales, is 71 years old today. And finally, of course, when we talk Japanese sumo wrestlers, we talk about Chitahura Hidemasa. Chitahura Hidemasa, the great Japanese sumo wrestler, of course, a legend. We all know him. He's 31 years old today. And those are your birthdays. All right, 33 minutes after the hour before we move on to Kennel Cameos and Matchbox the Cat. A friendly reminder about Campbell's and their destination deals. For locals only, it's for the month of November. They did this back in March. They're doing it again now. It's the NCW Life destination deal at Campbell's. All you got to do is call them up, prove to them you're local. Just make sure, it's like your driver's license or whatever. It says that you're from the North Central Washington area. And you can get a room at Campbell's starting at just $95 a night. That's it. That's where the rooms start at, $95 a night. I would take advantage of this before the folks who run Campbell's come to their senses and go, what are we thinking? $95 a night? Anyway, and this is a beautiful time to go to Lake Chelan. Give Campbell's a call, Campbell's Resort. They've been in business for 118 years. That is impressive. We got a brand new Mike McNaughty opinion coming up, plus our conversation with our friends at Serve Wenatchee Valley. We love Thom Nees. We love Steve Russert. That conversation coming up. But first things first, Matchbox the Cat needs a home. It's Kennel Cameos with Megan McPherson.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCW Life Channel. We're here with Renee Parkins, the Development Officer of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and Matchbox is joining us this week.
He is. I think this is his favorite day. Gosh.
Yeah, like so many pets.
Yeah, he is the sweetest boy. I just love him. He is very friendly. He's very attentive. He's a little bit older, he's 11, but he still has a really long life ahead of him, and he has lived outdoors, but as you can kind of tell, he likes to relax a little bit, so he's not probably going to be a huge mouser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what kind of home is he looking for?
So Matchbox is looking for a quieter home, probably to only or older children that are pretty calm. As you can see, though, he's ready to be somebody's couch buddy.
Yeah. And what should someone do if they're interested in adopting him?
If somebody's looking to adopt Matchbox, they can come down and meet him. He is actually in the very front cat colony of the shelter, which is where we are right now. Spend a little bit of time with him, see if he's the right fit for their family, and then he is ready to go home.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Campfire North Central Washington, serving youth ages 3 to 18. Register today in one of Campfire's programs. Club members meet regularly with volunteer leaders to learn responsibility, sharing, cooperation, and citizenship. When a child is involved in Campfire, they will be actively learning and engaged in activities, encouraged to learn new skills, feel a part of the group, learn to work in a team setting, participate in planning, goal setting, and making lasting memories.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frappuccino.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha Frappitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. So, when I go into a retail store, I choose my items that I want to purchase. I bring them to the checkout stand, prepared to pay. And lo and behold, there at the cash register is a tip jar. A tip jar? What am I tipping this employee for? For taking my money and accurately reading what the cash register says my change is? Now, tipping is getting way out of hands, folks. I can and do understand tipping food service folks, and I regularly tip 20% or more. I really do. And I tip cab and Uber drivers and folks who deliver food to my house. I also tip baristas because, honestly, my daughter used to be one. But a tip jar at a retail establishment? I can just imagine the next time I go into my local hardware store, pick up my light bulbs and a screwdriver that I need, and when I go to pay, there's going to be a tip jar on the counter. Sorry, ain't gonna have none of my money in it. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
Hi there. It's Les Schwab Tires. Well, more like Les Schwab alignment and brakes and shocks and wheels and tires. Now, some tire places don't offer all that. They only sell tires. And we're not sure how they sleep at night, because all those services affect things like steering and stopping. That's why we offer more than tires to help keep you safe. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. The man to my immediate left is no stranger to this program, but the man on the far left is making his very first appearance. He is a board member of the Serve Wenatchee board. Thom always talks about whenever Thom's on the show, hey, we talk about the boards because Thom is answerable to a board of directors, and we thought, why don't we have one of the members of the board of directors on? So we'll talk about that too. We're in the brand new location here of Serve Wenatchee Valley, and boy, what a difference it makes from the last time we were here, Thom, and it had wires hanging down and hammers and nails and lions and tigers and bears, oh my, but you're all settled in, you're all moved, it looks great.
We are, and truly amazing. You mentioned volunteers. We were able to successfully move out of our old location on a Thursday afternoon and be open here for business the following Monday. And so our whole vision was to not have a day of missed service for our families that we serve, and due to the help of a whole lot of folks, that happened.
You were in your old place for quite some time, and like anybody who's moved, you look around and you go, what am I going to do with all this stuff? Was there some downsizing, or was it the exact opposite now that you have all this more square footage than your old location on Mission Street that you had to actually bring in more stuff? Which one was it?
It was a little bit of both, actually, because we went through some stuff, and when you move out of a place, you go in and you start to go through and say, wait a minute, I haven't looked at this for 6 years. Yeah. And so some of the things we got rid of, put it in the vertical file. Some of it we were able to move down to our warehouse because it's kind of archive stuff that we wanted to get rid of. But then we also did move. We're sitting in some nice chairs here that were donated by Confluence Health that were kind of in their overstock area. And so we did move some new things into this place as well. But it was a nice cleanup.
You like everybody has nice new offices. People have there's a lot more square footage. You guys were really crammed in there, kind of on top of each other at the old location. Is there still a feeling out period going on here? Or is everybody pretty settled in?
No, we don't use a lot of ED words around here. It's all ING words because it's a process, of learning the new paths of, the directions that we take to get done. I will say, though, yesterday we were in here and I just had a praise the Lord sort of a moment because this lobby that we're in right now was completely full yesterday morning. And I know at our old location there would have been folks out on the porch. And so to be able to have an environment like this that can welcome folks in, that was an amazing blessing that we witnessed yesterday. And I have every belief that we'll continue to witness that our desire to be able to serve our folks better is why we made this move. And that was paid off in spades yesterday, as I saw.
And it is a very welcoming, warm space. You have a nice vibe when you walk in the door. Much more, nothing wrong with the old building, but it was basically just an old house, was all it was. This is much more attuned to what Serve Wenatchee Valley does, this building, isn't it?
Well, I think so. I mean, the two-edged sword of that is that welcoming folks into a house, there is a welcoming aspect to being in a home. And so there's kind of a comfort there. And so when we moved into this space, we talked about making sure that it didn't feel institutional, that because there's that potential of walking into a bigger space and the walls, while they're not white, just kind of the similar colors. And so we wanted to add some plants and some aspects to our place here that did make it feel like home. And I appreciate you recognizing that it feels that way, because that was our goal.
Kudos to that. And speaking of kudos, and we didn't talk about this last time we were here during the construction process, I'm sure there's the contractors and the electricians and the plumbers and the designers and the architects. There's probably a lot of people you want to thank to make this happen.
There truly is the Midtown Ventures has been an amazing partner. They're going to be an amazing landlord for us. They took care of the lighting. We've got new lighting in here. We painted the walls. We've got a new kitchenette, and that was amazing. We had Cochran come over and a company that came in and did our low voltage wiring. We've got Keyhole Security that donated the move of our security system from our other place over to here. We've got Confluence Health. We're sitting right here. We've got Ballard Ambulance. There's a big conference table. That's one of the huge benefits now where we are, is we've got a conference table to be able to do some conference and meeting type work. And help me out, Steve. This is Steve Russert. He is our board chair, and I'm so grateful for his participation in Serve Wenatchee for a long time. First year as a board chair, but who am I missing?
Oh, well, of course, I was thinking of Cochran because I was involved with them. We've just had things from all over the place donated to us, and especially labor. I think that really helped bring things together. So yeah, I really did appreciate our landlords and their attitude towards the whole process, and the timing has been fabulous. So, it's good. I'm just thankful.
Steve, introduce yourself to our television family. Tell folks a little bit about yourself and how you landed on the Serve Wenatchee Valley doorstep.
Well, I moved to the Valley about 13 years ago and started to participate in Serve Wenatchee moving furniture. And so we had a group from Wenatchee First Assembly. Monthly we would get together and pick up furniture and deliver furniture. And at some point I was not paying attention. I got sucked onto the board. And so I've been on the board, I don't know how many years now, but it finally came around to where we needed somebody who had been around for a while to step into leading the board. And so I said, okay, I think I can do that. And so I'm just looking for God to provide the wisdom and energy that I need to do that. So yeah, I'm really enjoying my time here. My wife volunteers with Serve Wenatchee, and we just feel that it's the community and the church of the Valley working together. And what could be better than that? So.
It's funny because I've been talking to, I've had Thom on the show many times since he took over for Pastor Bob Shepherd, and during that transition when he was kind of shadowing Pastor Bob Shepherd. But I've never actually talked to a board member about the process of taking Bob Shepherd, who was executive director since Serve Wenatchee Valley was founded. Bob retired. You needed to do a replacement. Thom got the job. But from a board member's perspective, when you were going through that period of, okay, we have to replace Bob, who's a veritable legend around here for the great works that he's done. We need somebody else. From a board member's perspective, talk about the process of bringing Thom on board.
Well, of course, it was fraught with drama because, Bob was the founding father of Serve Wenatchee, and a lot of the allegiance to Serve Wenatchee was allegiance to Bob. And so we weren't taking it lightly when we were looking for someone to replace him. And at that time, we just brought Thom onto the board, I think for his second stint on the board. Mm-hmm. And eventually he said, we were doing a search, and we were actually doing a nationwide search. And Thom said, I'd like to throw my hat in the ring. And we immediately began to realize that we had the ideal candidate, someone who's familiar with the community and with Serve Wenatchee, and really dedicated to what we do. And so we went through the process and felt really that God had just provided us what we needed at the time. So we're thrilled.
So you had a little extra help in the hiring of Thom Nees. You really did. That's fantastic. People want to come down and check it out. Talk about the open house on Friday, Thom.
So we've got an open house, which is this Friday, November 15th, and it's from 11 to 1. It's just a drop-in open house. We are going to have a ribbon cutting that is going to be at 11:30. Mayor Kuntz is going to be here along with the Chamber and Downtown Association. We are just thrilled to be here in the heart of our community, and so we would just love to have folks come down and take a look. We'll have some refreshments here, but by and large, it's a way just to connect with us as a new neighbor in this community, and hope that a lot of folks will come down and take a look.
And when the time came, you'd been outgrowing your old location for a decade or so. You knew you needed a new place to go. It was kind of forced on you because basically your lease was expiring, but your landlords gave you a sizable advance that you're going to have to eventually move to a new location, but you didn't want to move very far, and that was critical. You wanted to stay within the downtown core area. And why was that so important to stay within the general footprint of the downtown area from your new location to from your old location to your new location?
It's right on arterial routes, bus routes that folks have. We wanted to make sure that we continued to be easy to find and easy to locate. And of course, this downtown core gives us additional parking. Being here, I know that there are some, we've had some issues with parking in the past. Now we've got a parking lot that's right close by us. I've just always had this desire to be in the heart of a community where the heart beats. Again, the partners in this, in this town have been amazingly supportive to make sure that we can stay right here in the heartbeat.
And who's kidding? Downtown's got a vibe. Downtown has a nice little vibe to it. You can walk down the street and have a nice little lunch at Lamolo, or grab a hot dog, or you can go down to the Pybus and grab a coffee. It's the place to be, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, we love it here.
Steve, Tom's contract is coming up shortly. How's negotiations going? I understand he's anything going on there?
He drives a hard bargain, but yes, I believe that we'll be able to find a way through to keep Thom on for a little longer. Yeah.
One other thing before we talk about the Baskets of Blessing, which has been a Thanksgiving tradition for Serve Wenatchee Valley forever. Your staff, how are they handling the transition? Because we very rarely get a chance to talk about, it's always you who's the face of Serve Wenatchee Valley, but you work with a whole bunch of professional folks there, don't you?
I do, and they're amazing. Donna is our clearinghouse and program director. She will direct the activity and work in here in the clearinghouse, and she also directs the programs, which are our extension programs like Baskets of Blessing, to coordinate those activities and volunteers that it takes to make that work. Teresa has been here. She's actually the senior employee at Serve Wenatchee. I think it's been 4 years that she's been here, but she's our office manager, and basically everything from doing the business side and managing that side to coming up and meeting with clients. All of us are specialized in what our job descriptions are, but we're also generalists in that when a need arises, you see a need, you fill a need. And all of the staff is like that. And I do have to extend an amazing word of appreciation for our volunteer staff. Because without our volunteers, this is a volunteer guided and led organization, and without our volunteers that come in, and they really are. I may be the face of Serve Wenatchee to you, but our volunteers here are the face of Serve Wenatchee to the families we serve.
It's amazing. This is an amazing valley we live in, isn't it, though? I mean, it's just crazy how much people care and pay it forward on a regular basis. It's not a lot of communities have that, do they?
No, I've been in some that don't, and we are a long ways down the road in that. And I will tell you, even in the 17 years that I've been here, the change in the collaborative effort and coming together is significantly different. And I don't mean to speak disparagingly about 17 years ago, but the collaborative effort that is happening in our community across the board, among nonprofits, among community, among churches, to come together and collaborate and work together for a common goal is amazing right now in our community.
Baskets of Blessings has been going on as long as Serve Wenatchee Valley has been going on. It's evolved over the years. It used to be a big sit-down dinner at the Wenatchee Convention Center. It's been modified. Now people want to spend Thanksgiving with family and close friends, and they want to cook their own meal in their own kitchen with their own deal. Baskets of Blessings is back again this year. Give us the rundown there, Thom.
Yeah, so we will be providing about 450 baskets for families this year. Those baskets are decorated by another group of volunteers that go decorate them, bring them back, so that when we deliver those baskets of food to families, it's a nice gift to them. We are going to put them together with all of the fixings for a Thanksgiving meal in their own home, as well as some protein, either turkey or chicken. We'll have about 150 Hispanic baskets that are kind of flavored toward that. And so a week from tomorrow, so Thursday and Friday, next week, we're going to have sign-ups. That's going to be at Cornerstone Church, and families can come in and they can sign up for one of the baskets and decide which kind they want. And then the following week on the 26th, which is Tuesday, is when we do our distribution. And so the families will come to Wenatchee First Assembly Church in the late afternoon, evening, and we'll be there with volunteers that'll carry the basket out, and then they'll drive from there down to Grocery Outlet to pick up their protein just down the street. And so we've got we've got a ways to go. We provide this for an amazing deal, really. When you think about what it costs to provide a Thanksgiving meal, we do that for $35 a meal. And I don't know many of us that could pull off a Thanksgiving meal at $35. And it's not that we're dumbing down, excuse me, what we're giving. They're getting good quality food for $35, and so it's really an amazing gift and blessing to them. But it's also a great blessing for those that want to participate and help support a family like that they can do it for that level.
You mentioned the turkeys are coming from Grocery Outlet. Where does the rest of the food? Where does the food come from, Thom? I know it sounds like a silly question, but where does all this food doesn't come out of the sky? Where does it come from?
We take as much of our food that we have collected through food drives. We collect that out of our warehouse, so we've got a stock of food. And then whatever extra we need, we do partner directly with Grocery Outlet for the rest of those items. And so we will go out and purchase what's needed to fill the rest of those baskets. And then we also work with T-Sales in East Wenatchee to get our Hispanic baskets put together. And so we go to them for the rice and the masa and the mole and the things to fill our Hispanic baskets with.
And of course, you talked about the volunteers, but of course, Serve Wenatchee Valley, for $35, you can feed a family. So come down to Serve Wenatchee Valley, fork over a check, do it, or if you go online, yeah, and it's a $35 for a family of four, and everybody should have a good Thanksgiving.
I agree. Yeah, yep, we agree with that.
Anything else that's on your mind while I have you here, or on Steve's mind while I have you here? Anything else on your mind?
We're preparing for yet another event after the Baskets of Blessing. The Messiah Sing-Along's coming up on December 8th. So we're really looking forward to that. The inaugural one was last year, and it's going to be a terrific time. And I don't even sing. I'm asked not to sing usually. And so even coming from that standpoint, to sit in the middle of that group of people singing that music is totally amazing. So I really highly recommend it. It's going to be at the high school this time.
Oh, good, because yeah, last year's was a huge success, and it was all doing this for the first time. Is it going to work? But and Hondel's Messiah, they didn't do the whole thing, by the way, because the whole Messiah is like 2.5 hours, but it worked out well.
It did. Yeah, we're doing selected portions of that, and Dan Jackson again is our artistic director, and Dave Baldock is going to be conducting an orchestra. I've got some amazing partners. Steve Bishop at Premier One Properties and Chase Cooper, Chinook Music, and Salcedo, and the Equalist Group are sponsors of this, and they're making this happen, getting everything done on the front end so that we can really do a great job of kind of ushering in the Christmas season. Thanksgiving's a little late this year, and so it's on the 8th, but it's kind of that beginning of this Christmas season to step in, and it's a beautiful way to be able to celebrate that. So love to have the community come.
And of course, the fact that Steve isn't singing is worth going right there. So it's always good to see you, Thom. When you get closer and closer to the big Messiah presentation, I'd love to have you on again, all right?
That'd be wonderful.
That would be really good. You mind if we take a little video tour?
I wish you would.
We're going to do it. Yeah. Serve Wenatchee Valley. Again, the open house is from 11 to 1 on Friday afternoon. Come on by anytime and drop by. Serve Wenatchee Valley has a great website. You can click on that. Just Google Serve Wenatchee Valley. It pops right up. You can make donations that way. You can find out all the good works that Serve Wenatchee Valley does. Steve, it's nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a great deal. And you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
At the Siren Song Vineyard Estate Winery and Restaurant on the south shore of Lake Chelan, you'll discover a variety of handcrafted wines and a European-inspired menu. Join us for live music, private events and weddings, cooking classes, and more. Sip, dine, and take in the stunning views of Lake Chelan at Siren Song. Visit sirensongwines.com for hours and event information. Everyone has a siren song. What's yours?
And we're back. Got about a minute left on this award-winning program. I know it has won an award because I printed it up on my computer. Let's take a look at your forecast from the National Weather Service and our friends at Patriot Plumbing. Lots of clouds today. No real rain in the forecast. Basically just like we had yesterday. We're going to do it again today. We'll top off at about 43 degrees. Slight chance of some light rain in the wee small hours tonight. Overnight low about 35. But it looks like we are going to have rain on Friday morning, and we need it. Normally for the month of November by this time, we've already had about a half an inch of rain. November is our rainiest month. It hasn't happened so far. It's been abnormally dry. That's going to change tomorrow. Rain between 7 a.m. to about 10 a.m. Lots of clouds on Friday morning. Then gradually the sun will be coming out. It'll be good to see her again. High of about 49 degrees. A couple of clouds Friday night, dry, 36 for the overnight lows. Slight chance of light rain Saturday. Saturday night, the next system comes in Saturday night into Sunday. We're going to have a little bit of light rain, it looks like, on the valley floor, but the upper elevations could get a little bit of light snow, and that includes the mountain passes, but the snow level is going to be about 4,000 feet, so we should be in the clear. All right, that's a wrap for this Thursday edition. Start your weekend tomorrow morning right here. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.